Hello students, today in this video I am going to explain you computer chapter number 1, computer fundamentals. This is the second video of this chapter. In the first video of this chapter I have explained you various types of computer languages, what is computer language, then high level languages and low level languages in detail. Now today in this video I am going to explain you classification of softwares. Let us start. Classification of software. Now classification means what? Classification means division, categorization, differentiation, or you can say dividing in parts. Software. Software refers to a set of instructions and programs written for the computer to perform specific tasks. Means these softwares are one kind of instructions or programs only. A set of instruction means a group of instructions, and programs, set of programs means for doing any kind of work, whatever the data given to the computer, whatever the instructions, whatever the programs made for the computer, that all are known as softwares. Now classification of software means dividing the softwares in different parts or in different types. Softwares nowadays are available of many kinds. So to group them out, to separate them in different categories, this classification of software needs to be understood. We all know that a computer cannot work without software. Why? Because computer is a hardware part. So it is not having any mind, any intelligence of their own. So to make them work, to bring them in working position, we need to give some instructions to the computer, and the way we are giving the instructions is known as software. Okay. For performing any of the tasks, it needs relevant softwares. For example, I want to print some pages. So for printing the pages, I need print command. Okay. So print command is one kind of set of program only which tells the computer to print. The softwares are broadly classified into two categories. These softwares are divided in two categories: system software and application software. Okay, there are only main two types of the software: system software and application software. Now what is system software and what is application software? Let us see in detail. First, let me explain you the chart given over here. Software divided in two parts: system software and application software. System software again divided in four parts, that is operating system, device driver, language translators, and system utilities. On the other hand, application softwares are divided in many parts: word processor, multimedia and presentation software, electronic spreadsheet, desktop publishing software, image editor, recovery software, and DBMS. Now, let us see all these softwares in detail. First type of software is system software. System software includes all the software programs that controls the working of a computer, and by that helps the computer to function properly. Now see, what is the work of this system software? This system software are one kind of softwares which help the computer in its working. It helps the computer to understand the instructions. Okay, so this system softwares are very useful to the computer. Without these softwares, the computer cannot work properly. System software is further categorized in four categories: operating system, language translators, device driver, and system utilities. Again, keep in mind, system software are the softwares which are helpful to the computer in its each and every working. The first type of the system software is operating system. This operating system is an interface, or we can say base, between the hardwares and the softwares. When a computer system first switched on, means whenever we are pressing the power button, the operating system is loaded in the memory. This process is known as booting process. Means the work of this operating system is started when the power button is started. Its work begins from the starting of the computer. The main function of operating system is to manage the hardware resources. Means its main work is to manage, to arrange the hardware resources for as per our requirement. Other functions of the operating system are managing and allocating memory, setting processor time, managing disk space, etc. Means operating system manages each and everything like memory, processes, allocation of different processor time, managing the space in the computer, etc. There are some of the examples given over here of operating system, that is Microsoft Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS, Android, etc. These all are the examples of operating system. In short, we can say OS. So the full form of OS is operating system. Second type of system software is language translators. The tool that performs the translation of computer programs is known as a language translator. Now, in earlier video, I have already explained that computer doesn't understand our language. It understands only machine language, or you can say binary language, the language of only two digits, that is 0 and 1. So to convert our language into binary and the binary answers in our language, we need some translator software. So this language translators are useful to us in the translation of different codes. There are three types of language translators: compiler, interpreters, and assemblers. Let us see one by one. First is compiler. The compiler translates the high-level language program into machine language code. Means the code which we have written in high-level language, that program code is translated by the compiler and converted into machine language code. because computer understands only machine language code. It first scans the entire program at once and generates the intermediate code, which is called machine code or object code. Now see how this compiler works. So whatever the program we have made, first the compiler scans the entire program and checks whether any errors are there in the program or not. If the errors are there, then it will list out all the errors, and if the errors are not there, then it will convert the high level language code into the machine code. Okay, now still the code requires linking, means the code is converted from our understandable language, means high level language, to machine code. The code is converted, but still it is left for linking. Means if the program is successfully translated or converted into machine code, or we can say object code, then and then only it will send for the further processing. Now once the program is compiled successfully, it gets saved automatically and can be executed directly. Means if the program is compiled successfully, means successfully converted into machine code, then it will be automatically saved in the computer for the further processing. In short, the high level language program converted or translated by the compiler, and the translated code is known as machine code or object code, and this translated code is automatically saved in the computer for the further processing. Second language translator program is interpreter. This interpreter execute the instructions one by one. Means in compiler, the compiler was translating the entire program at once, but here in interpreter it will translate all the instructions one by one. It executes the source code directly without creating any object code or machine code. Means it will not translate and generate any intermediate or machine code. It will be directly processing the data. Now let me tell you some points of difference between the compiler and the interpreter. The first point is compiler executes entire program at once, whereas interpreter executes instructions one by one. Means in compiler the whole program at a time, in interpreter one by one all the instructions will be translated. Second point, compiler scans the source code and generates an intermediate code. In interpreter directly executes the source code without creating any machine code. Means compiler first translates the code into intermediate code and then starts the execution, while interpreter directly uses the source code and starts the execution. Third translator program is assembler. This assembler accepts input for an assembly language program and produces the machine code. Now, what is assembly language? That I have already explained in the earlier video of this chapter. Whatever the code written in the assembly language program, this assembler translates the input from this assembly language program and produces the machine code. Means it will convert the assembly language code to machine language code. The main role is to translate an assembly language program into machine language. Means the main purpose of this assembler is to translate the assembly language code to machine language. If the modules are written separately in a single program, then there is a program which does the work of linking various modules. Now, if we have written the program in different modules means different parts. So, if we have divided our program in different parts, the program is one only, but we have written that program in a part. We have given the instructions separately in a separate part. Then we have a linking program. All the high-level language programs have predefined libraries and header files stored in it. Now, all the high-level languages are using some libraries or header files. In these libraries and header files, there are some predefined codings are there. Like in school library, you are getting different types of book of different topics. Same way here in high level language program, you are getting different libraries or header files which has special kind of instruction for the data or method for the data how to process, and it will help the data or program to execute. These libraries are necessary for the program execution. Now see, these libraries, this library program are very much helpful for the programs in the execution, means in the processing of the program. The functions are linked to a program by a software called the linker. Means linker is one kind of software which is used to link the functions and the program. Third system software is device driver. Now, device means any of the instrument. Driver means the one who operates the thing. Device driver. So these softwares are used to operate the hardware parts of the computer. Driver program is used for controlling the device connected to a computer. Means whatever the hardware parts, whatever the devices connected with the computer, this driver program does the work of controlling each and every devices. Device driver is a computer program that converts input or output instructions to device understandable format. Means the work of this device driver is to convert the input or output instructions to the device understandable format. Next and last type of system software is system utilities. System utilities provides additional services needed to support the operating system. Means these softwares are useful to the operating system. As we have already discussed in earlier topic that operating system does all the controlling work, performs all the tasks of the computer. So these system utility softwares are helpful to the operating system. They support the operating system. Let us see some system utility programs. First one is disk defragmentation programs. In computer, often the files are created when needed and erased or deleted when they are not in use. So the files are scattered all over in hard disk, which is known as fragmented disk. For example, if I want to create 5 files, okay, and I want to save that files, so whenever I will save that files will be saved in the hard disk. Okay, so when I will save the first file, it will be saved on the hard disk at particular location. Immediately after that files, whichever the next file I will save, that file will be saved after the location of the first file, then the third file, then fourth one, then fifth one. But afterwards, if the second number file I want to delete, then I will press the delete button and the file will be deleted. So that much space in between will be vacant. Okay, so like this we are doing so many times creation of the file and deletion of the file. So the gaps in between the files will be increasing. So the files becomes scattered all over the hard disk. So now what is the use of disk defragmentation program? Here comes the use of disk defragmentation program. Disk defragmentation utilities are used to relocate the data on the disk in a proper order. Now see, when we use this disk defragmentation program, then the files which are scattered all over the hard disk will be arranged in a sequence so that the in between gaps can be filled up. Let me tell you one more use of this disk defragmentation programs, that in my hard disk drive nearly 10 GB space is free, and I want to take backup of nearly 8 GB. Okay, so easily the backup will come, but sometimes space is showing free, then too the data is not being copied. Why? Because the spaces are there in our hard disk, but as the files are scattered, the free spaces are available in between the files. But as I am taking the backup, then my all the files will come together, all the backup file. So I am not getting the space of 10 GB together. That's why I am not able to take my backup of data in the drive. At that time, first you can use this disk defragmentation program, then all the files will be arranged, and whatever the free spaces are there in between, that spaces will be available at last. So easily you can take your backup. Second is backup utilities. Backup means to take a copy of our data in our storage devices. Which are the storage devices? Like CD, DVD, pen drive, etc. To have another source of data in case of data loss. Means whatever the data we have saved in our computer in case of virus enters in the computer or any kind of crash in the device or due to any reason. To avoid the situation of data loss, if we want to keep another copy of our data, at that time this backup utility is useful to us. There are two different types of this backup facility. One is full backup and second one is incremental backup. Now what is the difference between full backup and incremental backup? So full backup, which makes mirror image of entire hard disk contents, means copies all the content which is saved in your hard disk. Second one is incremental backup, which copies those files created new or changed since last backup, means whatever the changes or new files that are only copied, means where we have stopped the backup, from there it will start the new one. Okay, so in full backup everything will be copied, and in incremental backup whatever the new one, that files only will be copied. Now third utility is antivirus program. Antivirus program, you can say vaccines, examine all the files and look for virus codes in the hard disk, and if the viruses are found, they destroy it. In simple terms, you can compare the computer viruses with human diseases. Like human disease viruses, if enters in the human body, then they destroys the immunity power, they harm our body. Same way this computer viruses destroys various parts of the computer and by that harm the computer. And to destroy this human viruses, human disease causing viruses, we are taking medicines. So same way, to destroy this computer viruses, we have antivirus programs. That's why these antivirus programs are also known as vaccines. Here are some of the examples of antivirus softwares like Norton, McAfee, Avast, etc. These are the some popular antivirus softwares. Next is file compression utilities. This is one of the most important utility. They are used to reduce the file size nearly 50% without losing the data. Means if due to any reason your file size is big and you are not able to send that file or copy the file, then at that time if you will use this file compression utility, then it will make the size of your file nearly 50%, means it will make your file size nearly half without losing any data, without cutting any data, without any kind of data loss. Some examples are WinZip, WinRAR, etc. Next we have OneFactFile. There is a program which is responsible for loading machine language programs into the computer memory. This program is known as a loader. Means for loading, means for bringing the machine language program into computer memory. We have one program that is responsible for this work. That program is known as loader. Next topic is application software. Now what is application software? So application software is a set of programs developed to perform specific tasks. Means as per our requirement, whatever the set of program we have made, we have developed, we have created, that is known as application software. They are created and used as per the requirements of a user. In short, the softwares in which we are working, they all are application softwares. For example, MS Paint, Notepad, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Typing Master, etc. Now, here we have been given different examples of application softwares. First one is word processor. Word processor is used to create, edit, format and print the document. You all have used this word processor. Examples of this word processor are given: Microsoft Word, Writer, WordPerfect. Okay. Next is electronic spreadsheet. This also you all have used to arrange the data in a tabular form, do changes and calculation in the data value. Means if we want to arrange our data in a tabular form, if we want to format our data, if we want to do calculation on it, then this electronic spreadsheet is useful to us. Some examples are given: Microsoft Excel, VisiCalc, Lotus 123, etc. Third application software is image editor. Most of us are doing in our mobile phone. First we click the photo and then we are doing editing in that. Used to create, edit, manipulate, enhance and transform the images and graphics. Means by making different changes, we try to make our image or graphic look better. For example, Adobe Photoshop, CorelDRAW. In mobile phones, we are using many this kind of applications to make changes in the photos, like Beauty Plus, B612, Makeup, etc. Fourth one is database management system. The short form is DBMS. This database management system is a set or collection of the programs used to control data access, enforce data integrity, means save the data from loss, or you can say protect the data, manage control, recover the data when lost, restore data from backup files, and by this maintain the database security. It provides tools, means options to add, delete, access, modify and analyze your data. Means using this database management system, you can store your data, you can protect your data, you can do the data analysis, everything. Some examples are given: Oracle, Microsoft Access, Base. Next application software is multimedia and presentation software. This multimedia and presentation softwares are used to display information in the form of a slideshow. This application also you all have used. To make the presentation effective, you can insert as well as edit the audio and video clips. Means you can display the information in the form of slides, as well as you can add the audio file, as well as you can add the video files. Examples are given: Adobe Director, Microsoft PowerPoint, Impress. Next application software is desktop publishing software, DTP. This desktop publishing software is a creation of printed materials using suitable page layouts. This software is used to create the design and layout of books, journals, newspapers, magazines, brochures, catalogs, etc. Means all these things, this newspaper, journals, magazines, brochures, catalogs, for all this you can create their formatting in this DTP softwares. Examples are given: Quark Express, Adobe InDesign and Adobe PageMaker. Next application software is recovery software. The process of recovering data from corrupted, damaged, failed or inaccessible secondary storage media when it cannot be accessed normally is called data recovery. That means with normal or simple steps, if we try to recover our data and we fail, at that time we follow special recovery process. That process is data recovery. Data often recovered from storage media like internal or external hard disk, solid state drives SSD, universal serial bus USB, flash drive, storage tapes, compact disc means CDs, digital versatile or video disc means DVD, redundant array of inexpensive disc means RAID, and other electronic gadgets. For example, Firestone, iCare data recovery, Stellar data recovery. This, in short, if we say, these recovery softwares are used to recover our data if with normal steps we are not able to recover our data. My dear students, hope you have no doubts and understood all the topics. Thank you.